books. I see a real decline.
What's up, Greg? I'm sure we've all seen the genre on YouTube by now of YouTubers flaunting their wealth. I feel like every couple weeks
it's like his job. He's always a superhero. Every fucking movie,
or like
then.
Jeffree Star gets a new Lamborghini and we all have to look at it. But
The
unless
Greatest
you find
Showman.
yourself sitting on the couch with nothing to watch on YouTube at like 7 p.m.
X-Men.
at night every night, you might not have fallen down
What
the
else is
same
he
rabbit
in?
hole I have, which is like insane opulence
I don't
YouTube.
know.
Granted, FaZe Rug
The only two things I know him
Jeffree
from.
Star is even richer, but these
I
videos
bet if you like
dude
listed
producer
movies,
Michael
I'd
are
be able
like
to
on a
like, I'd be like,
completely
oh
different level.
yeah.
Producer Michael is so rich that I think he would consider David Dobrik poor. Basically, he runs a YouTube channel where he goes around and sort of explores the finer things in life. He goes to jewelry stores to look at like really expensive watches.
I'm actually really cold.
$100 million houses to do tours. And I think my favorite thing about producer Michael is that while you might think that like just by being this rich, you would be qualified to talk about like really expensive watches, like, oh, he must know all about this kind of stuff. He is not qualified. He is perhaps the most clueless person that could possibly be doing these videos. In this TikTok, he is surprised to learn that he is in possession of and is currently wearing an earring that is worth $5 million.
What is that thing you're wearing? It's a red diamond, you don't understand. This thing right now, do you know how much this is worth? $5 million.
Michael is the quintessential clueless rich person. He does not have a single clue what is going on. He is like unbelievably wealthy. The things that he shows off in his videos are so unnecessarily like ostentatious. And I think that's really clear in this video. $2 million diamond covered shoes.
So we're back with Jason of Beverly Hills. This time we're in his VIP suite.
So right off the bat, this is like a scenario that nobody's ever been in ever. So it's like the least relatable thing in the world. But I guess that's sort of the appeal of videos like this, is I guess you really get to see how like the most insanely wealthy people in the world live. I didn't even know that jewelry rooms had VIP sections.
I don't think they're real gold. There's a lot of them, or it might just be a reflection, but it's really cool, isn't it?
I love that.
Yeah, it might just be a reflection, but I'm not sure. One thing you gotta know about Michael is that he's never gonna find out. He'll say in his videos a million times, it might be this way, and I don't know. And I can guarantee you right now, he's not gonna find out for you. He's just gonna kind of casually speculate on it, and then he's gonna move on.
Would you like something to drink?
Oh, yes, please. Sparkling water. Adam will have the same. I'm choosing it for him.
Although I do see beer taps back there.
No beer, Adam.
So stern with the no beer Adam. Like, I'm wondering, did something happen before?
No beer, Adam.
I feel like Adam has definitely had some sort of workplace incident involving beer.
Wow, this is lovely.
Oh, I already see lots of sparkly things.
Wow. What have you got your eyes on?
Really great commentary so far. They just sort of walk in and silently stare at the diamonds for a few minutes. What are you looking at over there? Rings? Cool. I'm looking at bracelets. Nice. But eventually they make their way over to a pair of $2 million diamond-covered shoes.
Michael Blakey shoes. I could wear these, right?
I know. These are all diamonds.
How do you know?
When I'm telling you this man has absolutely no expertise, this is what I mean. Oh, these shoes are covered in diamonds. How do you know? How can you tell that? How do you know these are diamonds? It's like, I don't know, because I looked at them. But some of them could be glass, right? Not too much else interesting happens in this video. The owner of the jewelry store shows up. He sort of enters like Darth Vader. How are you? There's also a portion of this tour where the owner's wife is also behind glass. Like, she's in a different room, kind of just like...
Oh man, I wish I could hang out in that VIP lounge.
Now, many of you may have heard about the one. It was
Hi,
like
Mr.
the
Shadow.
It's the most
It's going
expensive
pretty
house
good.
in the world. It's like this insane mansion in LA. It was just in the news recently because it was selling for $500 million and they couldn't find any buyers for it. And so I think that it was like foreclosed on, and then finally it was sold at auction for like $150 million,
drawing
which is
that.
obviously still insanely
I guess
expensive.
just
But like,
Logan.
damn, that's like $350 million below asking. And about a year ago, Michael was able to actually tour the house with the man who designed and built the house himself, the lucky winner of negative $350 million, Niall Miami.
Iowa families can't afford budget-busting Matt Blake. Property
I
taxes
keep getting these
are out
fucking
of control,
ads.
and
Thank
Blake
you.
made it worse. On the Urbandale City Council, Blake
I'm gonna try to do something like this, but that means I can't go.
They make it seem like this house is gonna be the coolest thing you've ever seen. Like, we're about to see some really sick, like, Batcave type mansion. But I gotta be honest, This house is so boring. Basically, if you can picture every modern mansion in LA, like the white tile on the floor and everything looks like angular, this is a Minecraft house. It's just a really big version of it.
There's a black, yeah.
There it is.
That's what I thought.
In all its glory. This house is so big it makes my stomach churn. The whole time I was watching this tour, I was kind of just like, I would feel so stressed living here, knowing that like on any given day, honestly in any given month or year, there's no way I could possibly utilize all of this house. A couple weeks ago, I bought this candle that I put on my desk, and then afterwards I realized that I don't really like how it smells that much, and so it's just been kind of sitting here, and I've burned it a few times, but just it sitting here is like making me feel bad for buying it, because I know I'm not really not going to use it much. So to imagine a house that costs probably, I don't know, like 5 billion times as much as this candle, I can't do the math in my head that quick. It's a very stressful thought, and it really makes you wonder, who is buying this house? Who thinks they need this house, you know? And in case you're wondering, it is like the owner of Fashion Nova who bought it. That's who bought it. So
We are at the largest house in the urban world. And what gets better than that, we are with the one and only Niall, who is the visionary behind this. He built this.
Yet what makes the tour even better is that we are getting a glimpse into the man, the absolute psychopath that made this house, Niall. This dude is an enigma. Him and Michael together are just like the two most eccentric rich people I've ever seen. The way they interact is wild, and after watching like 2 minutes of Niall, you'll be like, yeah, it makes sense that this is the guy that built this house.
Whoa! Guys, I have never been in this house before. This is the first time walking through the door.
Really great commentary, dude. You've just entered the most expensive house in the world, and the only thing you can say is, I've never been here before. And that's pretty, I have no further comment on the matter. Like, how does this guy get these gigs, man? He does not know anything about anything. Wow, holy shit, this place is big. So that's the tour then, and I get to go home? Oh, there's more rooms? Oh, sick. It's like watching a cooking competition show, but like that master chef or whatever, trying everybody's dishes, and he's like, I've never eaten cake before, but this is good. This is cake. Yeah, it's pretty good. Is all cake like this, or is cake usually better than this, or this is good cake? Yeah, I like it.
The house is surrounded by water, so we have little moats, and we have a total of 7 water features and swimming pools combined. But this office, you'll see every single wall in this office touches water, so it's like it's floating.
Yes, that's exactly what I want when I pay $500 million for a house. I want to look out the window and see what looks like a mall, like wishing fountain. Is it just me, or is this like the ugliest like water feature in a house you've ever seen? Like the tile grout already has like a ton of dirt in it. There's like a filter thing right here. I feel like they could have
it looks
done more to make
gross.
this look nice. Also, what the fuck, dude? Nobody needs a moat in their house.
So the next one we're going to go to is the formal living room, and the formal living room, I designed it like the Plaza Hotel in New York, where you can have multiple meetings at the same time. It was very important for me that the house feels comfortable and warm.
He just said I wanted this house to feel warm and comfortable. This is the least warm and comfortable house I've ever seen. His feet are literally like squeaking on the floors of the hall as he walks through, and he's still like, yeah, this place is nice and warm and comfortable, huh? Nice and homey feeling in here. I don't at all feel like I'm walking through a mall right now. Every piece of furniture in this house is like so sharp it looks like it would cut you, and he's like, yeah, it's really like inviting and friendly, right?
Check this out. Is this not the Four Seasons? I
Or the
feel like
Plaza.
I'm in the
One
Four
of the two.
Seasons.
Is that a good thing? Yeah, I kind of wanted the living room, the place where you like relax and unwind, to feel like the lobby of a hotel. And then for the master bedroom, I wanted more of an intimate feel. So for there, we kind of went with like a Cheesecake Factory vibe. And just like the Cheesecake Factory, there is a lot on the menu in there. Yup.
And the view today is a lot of overcast, but
Still
you know, the thing that is crazy.
Great banter between Michael and Niall.
You know, the thing that is
Just sort of talking over each other constantly. This next part, we get a glimpse of how truly weird Michael is. They go outside to look at this sculpture, and Michael is like really excited because he gets to walk on grass.
This is going to be a first. I never walk on grass.
A lot to unpack here. First off, he says, I never walk on grass. And I think he's talking about just his house tours. I don't know why. I mean, like, most houses have some kind of grass yard, right? Especially ones this big. But he could also be talking about just like in his everyday life, like this man is so rich that he's never walked on grass before. And it kind of made it seem like it because if you go back, like, he kind of looks like a dog with an electric fence where he's like kind of walking along the edge of the tile trying to follow Niall, but he can't because he doesn't want to walk on the grass. I just want to know more about Michael's story. Like, who are you, dude? Father never let me walk on grass as a child. He said grass is for the peasants that live at the bottom of the mountain where our castle resides.
This is real grass, and I'm going to walk on it.
There you go.
How about that? Look, I'm on the grass, guys.
And you know what? I'm happy for Michael. He is like absolutely ecstatic to be stepping on grass. This is the best day of his life. He's really showing his dad today, hey dad, you don't have to be poor to step on grass. Now you might not think that Niall is that weird. I know I said that he's like a really eccentric guy, and you might be wondering what I mean by that. While Niall is showing off this sculpture, listen to the tangent he goes on about his ex-wife.
It's turned into something so much more because my ex-wife, I'm just getting divorced, unfortunately. It was a whirlwind relationship. I met her during COVID, and it didn't work out.
Okay, we don't need to know all this. This is not about the sculpture. Just keep going. You don't need to give us the whole story of your ex-wife when you just mentioned her once.
But maybe it will still at the end. I don't know. But this is a charity that we have called Wings of Angels, and this is going to help children in third world countries through the arts.
I don't know any of what he's talking about. He went into this weird tangent about his ex-wife and how he hopes it'll still work out. It seemed like he got choked up, and then he was like, but this sculpture is going to help third world country kids. And that's really what it's all about at the end of the day.
So this is my artwork, and I have one in a glass case in my other house. It's a giraffe, anatomically correct giraffe skeleton.
So this guy has an anatomically correct chrome giraffe skeleton in this house. As you'll see in a bit, in his own house, he also has like the same thing but in gold. This dude is really into giraffe skeletons. I don't know if he thinks that makes houses seem more warm and friendly to have like a giraffe carcass towering over you at all times. And then there's also a nightclub in the bottom level of this house.
This is the nightclub.
Look at this. Shall I do the reveal? Okay, here's the reveal.
It almost feels like he wanted the house to be a certain amount of square footage, but then ran out of ideas of how to fill the space. So he got 50,000 square feet done, and then for the other 50,000, he was like, I start putting businesses in here. I don't know, nightclub, sure. If you go another level down, it's like an Amazon fulfillment center.
Well, Paul McLean was the architect, but everything in this house was generally all of my ideas.
We know. It was your idea. We know. It's very believable. You don't have to explain it further. We know. You killed the giraffe, and you came up with a nightclub idea.
This is the community bath. So this is the her side. This is the toilets, and this is the sinks. And see these plates right here.
I'm done.
Michael stormed into the
Bye.
bathroom like he's looking for